Say, man, hey, man, Shakur Stevenson gives Turki Alahshiek and his whole team a public apology. Let's talk about why he felt he needed to give an apology and what went down for him to give that apology. Before we cook on this, make sure y'all hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and let's cook on it. Say, Jack, we seen Shakur pop off out of nowhere when he let the whole world know via X that it's F Turki Alahshiek and his whole towelhead team. He said he was gonna pay me a number for the Williams Zepeda fight. Now he's scaling way, way back, and he ain't even trying to pay me half of what he said he was gonna pay me. So F him. I don't bow down to nobody. That's what he pretty much said. He popped off in front of the whole world. And initially, I didn't do a video on it because I wanted to get more information on why he was going so hard against Turki when everybody in the boxing world, whether you want to admit it or not, can see that Turki has been doing great things for boxing, especially if you're a real boxing fan, man. He putting on great fights and he putting money in these fighters' pockets. He had just paid Shakur Stevenson reportedly like $5 million to fight a replacement opponent. So I was like, man, why is Shakur popping off like this when this man just gave you your highest payday? But I also understood from Shakur Stevenson's standpoint, he said, hey, he ain't being a man of his word. He told me one number, and then now he's telling me a different thing, and he didn't even come to me himself to tell me. He brought his towel heads to come to me. Now, when he used them words, towel heads, first thing I thought, I said, man, hey, man, Shakur, you're burning the bridge with the plug. You're burning the bridge with the plug. And one thing, you don't never want to burn the bridge with the plug. But, you know, he's a man, and that's how he dealt with the situation. Now, when I got more information, I came out with a video. And I let everybody know via Eddie Hearn, right? Eddie Hearn says, look, it's not that he's scaling back on the number. The thing is the fight was originally supposed to be in Saudi Arabia. Things happened on Williams Zepeda part where the fight continued to have to be pushed back. The dates are not there, and now the fight can't take place in Saudi Arabia. The fight has to take place somewhere else in the U.S. So he ain't gonna be able to pay the fighters the same ticket that he was gonna be able to pay them if the fight took place over there in his country in Saudi. Now, I said, okay, let me get the information out to everybody, and I explained to everybody how I felt both sides, right? You know what I'm saying? I felt both sides. I felt Shakur and how he felt that, okay, well, you should have came and told me yourself, right? And I also felt business is business, right? If the fight was supposed to take place in Saudi and now it can't take place in Saudi because of the dates and things like that, and your opponent kept on ducking, hey, that ain't really Turki's fault. So sometimes you got to go back on your word, and he just paid you your highest payday. So, you know, both sides had an argument. But what I didn't like, I didn't really like how Shakur popped off, right, in the public, right? How he was like F him and all of that, because like I said, man, I'm a big believer is you don't burn bridges with the plug, right? You don't burn bridges with the plug, and whether people want to admit it or not, Turki is running shit in the boxing game now. You see all of these promoters, from the PBC promoters to Top Rank to the UK promoters, they all then linked up with Turki because money talking bullshit walk. He's coming in the game with billions on top of billions on top of billions on top of billions. I mean, they gave the man like $1 trillion for sports in all, and they gave him like $27 billion just to invest in boxing. So people can get on YouTube, these promoters, everybody can run their mouth, but at the end of the day, money talking bullshit walk, and these promoters are about their money. These fighters are about their money, and they all gonna go where the money at. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm realistic. I don't just make content to bash, Turki Alahshiek or whoever it may be. I know that money talk. That's what y'all don't understand. That's why I continue to tell people that was making a million videos, Turkey this and Turkey that and Turkey that. That doesn't matter. Y'all ain't gonna stop nothing. So now Shakur, he's come out and he's gave a public apology. I think that he got a chance to talk to Turkey. Him and Turkey patched it up. It's starting to look like, from, hearing Shakur say little things, that the Williams Payda fight is probably gonna happen. And make sure y'all hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and stop sitting in the background just hating. I'm gonna read y'all what Shakur had to say in his public apology. So Shakur Stevenson says, excited about my next fight. It was a misunderstanding between Turkey and the team. My apologies on my part for overreacting. Let's work at Turki Alahshiek. So he was man enough to come out and say, you know what? I overreacted. I was wrong, right? And you can't do nothing but respect that, right? He popped off in public, so he in return gave a public apology. This is how you supposed to do things, right? If you popping off in public, well, apologize to that man in public. And, he admitted that, hey, I overreacted, I jumped the gun a little bit. I shouldn't have did that. And, it's all respect. I figured that's what it was, People thought that all of a sudden I was going to come out and start bashing Turki Alahshiek because Shakur said what he said about him. Like, oh man, what you got to say about Turkey now? Man, a lot of y'all doing this YouTube shit, and y'all just clowns, man. Like, y'all are complain about a man that's giving y'all the biggest and best fights, right? But before, all of y'all was complaining about not getting the fights. What y'all want? You know what I'm saying? This crazy. I guarantee you, if your favorite fighter came out and said, you know what, Turkey a good dude. You know what, man, I sat down and talked with Turkey, and we gonna do some big business together. I bet y'all will shut all of that shit down immediately. But we know why y'all hating. But I'm a real boxing fan. I don't know what he gonna do in the future. I know the TKO promotions, that might be great, But like I said, I don't know what he's going to do in the future, but I know what he's doing right now. And right now, he's making boxing a lot better than what it was. And I'm just going to sit back and watch. And if he start effing up and start using the old tactics that these other promoters was been doing for years, right? Then I'll talk negative about him, or if that's what y'all want me to do. But until then, I'm gonna enjoy him putting on the great fights for the fans, and hopefully we continue to get these great fights. Anyway, Shakur Stevenson apologizes. I already know y'all gonna say shit like, oh yeah, he bowed down to master and this and that. I know what's coming, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, y'all let me know how y'all feel about all this. Drop a comment in the comment section. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and y'all already know how I do. There you go, talking that boxing again, and I'm gone.